pour applaudir Bill Morrissey. Voilà. Donc, est-ce que je vous présente Bill Morrissey? Vous connaissez tous, non? Bill Morrissey, donc, est un des vraiment des songwriters de la Nouvelle-Angleterre, un des maîtres de la Nouvelle-Angleterre. Et il faut bien écouter les paroles, si vous pouvez. Il prononce bien, il chante doucement, mais les paroles valent vraiment le jus. La musique aussi, l'interprétation, le jeu de guitare, enfin tout est bon chez Bill Morrissey. Il a écrit un roman, 2 romans, un 3e en chantier. Mais bon, ok, we're waiting. You agree? You are agree? Okay. Bill Morrissey.
Nice to be home. I missed the last train back to St. Paul. Returned to my hotel just in time to miss your call. I found a game and came out on a deuce and tray, and I just got lucky in a dangerous way. You came to me when the moon was full, and I could not figure out what you were trying to pull. It was not my name you wanted, just a place to stay, and sometimes you get lucky in a dangerous way. Danger on the river, danger on the shore. If you didn't want the action, what you come here for? Pretty girl, was it a surprise to finally find the danger in your mama's eyes? It might have been a crime of honor, no one around could say. Might have been just a mistake, things will happen that way. Both men agreed it must be settled at the break of day. Then they drank around together in a dangerous way. The duel was set for dawn, but the sun it never rose, and it felt like such a waste to get dressed in morning clothes. Still I saw one man smiling as they led him away. I guess he knew you can get lucky in a dangerous way. Danger on the river, danger on the shore. If you didn't want the action, what you come here for? Pretty girl, was it a surprise to finally find the danger in your mama's eyes? Well, down here love is waiting. It's up to you to choose it. And the leaves, they don't change color, they just give it up or lose it. And me, I never needed love until the break-up day. That's when it gets exciting in a dangerous way. But you can get homesick in paradise and the treasures it brings forth. These rivers all run south while I'm trying to get north. And these visions dance around you, for they never come to stay. And even Jesus, he can smile in a dangerous way. Danger on the river, danger on the shore. If you didn't want the action, what you come here for? Pretty girl, was it a surprise days to finally find the danger in your mama's eyes. Oh, we lay in bed in the winter afternoon. The birds flew overhead. I knew spring would be here soon. I was thinking of a duel I saw that never came to play, thinking seasons can change in a dangerous way. And nothing changed at all in St. Paul in the time I was gone. I was whistling a little tune I learned from Spider John. He asked me if I loved you, but no words came my way, so I just kept whistling in a dangerous way. I'd like to sing a song I wrote here last April in Paris, which was my first trip to Paris. The first thing I wanted to do in Paris, as jet-lagged as I was visit the grave of Charles Baudelaire, one of the great football stars of this country. And I have a thing, being a songwriter, I always carry a pen, but I was so jet-lagged, I left my pen behind, and I went to the cemetery of Montparnasse. And I didn't realize that, Jean-Paul Sartre was there, and Samuel Beckett, and Guy de Maupassant. And I reached for my pen to write down, because there's a directory, and there was no pen. And I was not happy. So I went to Baudelaire's grave, and my tour manager, who had taken my pen, took some pictures of me at Baudelaire's grave, and then as we're leaving, she goes, "Bill, what's that by your foot?" And I looked down, and there was a pen. So I stole it. As I said on the radio the other day, I'm a grave robber, okay? But you have to even everything out, And I don't think Baudelaire wrote his poems in a pen that had two colors. So when I got to Samuel Beckett's grave, I left a Fender medium flat pick. Just as payback. Well, yeah, just in case he wants to do a Carter family version of Waiting for Godot. But then I went home that day and I wrote this song. Rain it broke, but would not leave. The clouds hung too low in the air. I walked the lanes of Montparnasse found a pen by the grave of Baudelaire. By the grave of Baudelaire. I walked home and I wondered how each day alone can feel the same. I took out the pen I stole, and the first word I wrote was your name. The first word I wrote was your name. But I had no letter in me, and I had no words to spare. Without a thought, I reached out and remembered again you're not there. Remembered again you're not there. But I don't need words tonight, or dreams that can't come true. Tonight I need your loving eyes. I need to sing this song to you. I need to sing this song to you. The sun will rise tomorrow, and Paris, it will shine. The bells will ring at Notre Dame, and I'll write your name one more time. I'll write your name one more time. It's really kind of good to be out of the States for me at this point in my life. You probably saw in the news this week or read in the papers that the U.S. Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice is carrying my love child. We all do what we have to do to get her out of Washington. Just one of those things. This is a Mississippi John Hurt song. You don't want me, baby, got to have me anyhow. You don't want me, baby, got to have me anyhow. You don't want me, baby. Well, it was late last night when everything was still. Me and my baby east up on the hill. Me and my baby. tried my best to do my Father's will. Hey, I tried my best to do my Father's will. Tried my best. You don't want me, baby, got to have me anyhow. You don't want me, baby, got to have me anyhow. You don't want me, babe. When the sun goes down, ain't this a lonesome place? When the sun goes down, ain't this a lonesome place? Guess I'm lonesome, I can't see my baby's face. Man, it's hard to find a good bottle of wine in this town. It's not like New Hampshire, where I come from. And you guys put corks in the bottle. You know, screw them. Well, it's just easier, you know. This is one I wrote back in the 1930s with Woody Guthrie. Me and Woody used to hobo around a lot. I hung out with him because he was the only hobo. He was the first hobo to have a laptop computer. They were bigger then, you know, because they were analog. And we'd sit around the hobo jungle eating some mulligan stew and hanging out writing Union songs and stuff, and with Ramblin' Jack. And the next day we'd hop a freight to the next Union meeting. And Woody, we had our system down. Woody would get on first because he was smaller than I was, but he was wiry. And he'd swing up onto the boxcar, and I'd be trailing along as the train would be just picking up speed, and I'd toss him the laptop, and he'd get that. And he'd reach down and grab me and haul me up. And then poor Ramblin' Jack, man, he had to carry the printer, which was just monstrous. And he missed more freights. It was awful. But he always caught up with us. Here comes Parks, and he's found another bottle. He tips it up like a trumpet. He takes a drink and passes it on. And every man round the fire takes a chorus. I'm a bottle, it ain't much, it ain't good, but it'll get us through till dawn. Well, don't the freight yard sound like a drunk in a metal shop? I can't believe it gets this cold in Barstow, and I can't believe I pissed my 20s away. Well, if you take me back this time, baby, I promise you I'll stay. And then Parks takes another drink, and he starts to sing off key. There's not a man big enough round the fire to shut him up. And in the cold morn he's singing, "Hey, Okie, tell Arky, Texas found a job in California." And everybody round the fire cracks up. Well, don't the freight yard sound like a drunk in a metal shop? I can't believe it gets this cold in Barstow, and I can't believe I pissed my 20s away. Well, if you take me back this time, baby, I promise you I'll stay. And then Parks hands me the bottle. He says I'm gone to Tucson, hole up all winter at the Sally, I suppose. I don't mind the praying, and I don't mind saying I could listen forever to that Sally brass band. And then Parks starts laughing hard, but he doesn't make a sound. He grabs the bottle back from me and kills the last of the wine. And in the fire's glow I can see his eyes, and they shine like brake lights, and I am grateful I cannot see mine. Well, don't the freight yard sound like a drunk in a metal shop? I can't believe it gets this cold in Barstow, and I can't believe I pissed my 20s away. Well, if you take me back this time, baby, I promise you I'll stay. So why is it that the most famous museum here in Paris, it's like it was named by Prince? It's the name no American can pronounce. Yeah, I want to go see the Mona Lisa. Our mouths just don't work that way. It's very difficult. So I got a couple days off, my sweetheart and I, and we're going to go there. And see what's around. Is the Eiffel Tower worth taking in? Is that? I haven't been there. I like it though. From Hervé's apartment, you can see it at night, and they got that spotlight that goes around and around, just like a lighthouse in Maine. And it's like, ever since they put that in, there have been no shipwrecks in the Seine. Is that right? Well, we've been having a good time. Here's another old one. I got a bunch of old ones and a bunch of new ones, and I tell you, it's been a gas to work with Lynn Miles again. How about a hand for Lynn Miles? at my favorite club with one of my favorite singers, things don't suck. But, you know, let's get back to the depressing stuff. Because this is folk music. And as we all know, folk music is to be endured, not enjoyed. And I can accommodate. Well, this ain't Hollywood. It never really gets that good. Call it love if you think you should. There's no need to explain. Tonight it's just you and me. A furnished room, black and white TV. The late movie runs till 3. Then it's just you and me again. There's no work, just a lot of talk. I quit drinking, now I watch the clock. I count the minutes in the dark till the sun crawls up again. And you won't leave soon, because I know you're just like me with no place to go. But there's a love still here. No, nothing's died. It just got hurt and buried deep inside. Well, this ain't Hollywood. It ain't Venice or Malibu. It's not the life I promised you when we set off years ago. You waited tables from 1 to 9. I fill out forms and stand in line. No work, just a waste of time. And every day's the same. You're home later each night, I see. I fix dinner while you talk to me. Then we wait for the late movie to take us away again. And you won't leave soon, because I know you're just like me with no place to go. No place to go, it's just a matter of time. You'll find somewhere, just a matter of time. This ain't Hollywood. It never really gets that good. Call it love if you think you should. There's no need to explain. I love playing these kind of Art Deco coffee houses. It looks like it was built in the 50s. They just got rid of some of the linoleum and Formica. Well, I had a request from a... Is she asleep? Is she still here? She left? I know, and I got to get up early myself. A while back, I learned about this one religion. I don't want to really say what it is, but it's kind of like Episcopalians on acid. And it's based on the teachings and the writings of this one guy who used to astrally project himself up to heaven and hang around for a few days and then come back to earth and write about it. And I started reading some of his books just because I couldn't believe it. He's got chapters entitled What Angels Wear. Yeah. Double knits are out. You know, and you'll be happy to know there's full employment in heaven and stuff. But throughout all the books I read, he never mentioned anything about musicians, which got me a little nervous. It's like he never saw any. So I figured, well, I got to figure this one out. So I, with the help of some Jack Daniels one night, I made the trip. So this, I think, tells you about all you need to know about the afterlife from a musician's point of view. It's called Letter from Heaven. This, just sing it, Bill. Mama Cass has dropped some weight, and Charlie Parker's clean, and Django's fingers have both gone straight, and they got driving lessons for James Dean, and Jimmy's playing faster, and sometimes we jam all day. And old Dave Lincoln is a happy boy, 'cause he finally got to see the end of the play. It's a great life here in heaven. It's better than the Bible said. It's a great life here in heaven. It's a great life when you're dead. I didn't say it was one of my best songs. Where there ain't no egos anywhere, and no one talks showbiz. And Gabriel has got a great big smile, taking lessons from Miles and Diz. And Bing Crosby's on the green in one, and he's singing when he putts. And Elvis really likes to visit Earth just to drive you people nuts. It's a great life here in heaven. It's better than the Bible said. It's a great life here in heaven. It's a great life when you're dead. For me, I couldn't be happier. Yeah, the service here is fine. They've got dinner ready at 9:30, and I'm going steady with Patsy Cline. And just last night, in a bar room, I bought Robert Johnson a beer. Yeah, I know everybody's always surprised to find him here. It's a great life up in heaven. It's better than the Bible said. It's a great life here in heaven. It's a great life when you're dead. Yodel Bill is Paris. Wodelo. Hervé, could I get that water, or if somebody could magically transform? This is an old cathedral, right? The cellar of an old cathedral. So you could magically transform water into Beamish. Just. That's an embarrassing thing to say. Just. Oh, the Beamish. Lad, give me a Beamish. Now, do people here have is it common to have a GPS in your car? No. Yeah, not yet. Well, you know what it is, right? Okay, because they have things in America where in the cars you can get like a man's voice or a woman's voice. You know, whatever you choose, you know, to tell you where, you know, I'll take a left here, you know, then take a right. And now they're doing accents. And I want to get the Irish accent. Ah, Bill, take a left here. Take a left. Oh, for Christ's sake, turn, will you? Jesus Christ, you missed the turn, but don't worry. Go straight ahead and take a right. In 2 blocks, there's a great pub. I mean, that's the kind of thing I want. Me and me Beamish. What's a man without his Beamish? Oh, I'll say it's be praised. I'll be talking the whole night like this now. It's made in County Cork, you know.
You'll have to get your arse into church tomorrow if you're talking like that.
I will, sister. Aye. This is a new song. I'm in the middle of a new record right now. It's naturally, you know, mostly polkas. It's just a slower version of the polka. Thank you very much. A man goes for a lonesome walk when he's got a heavy load, just to find there's too much talk and far too little road. One step forward, one step back, from daylight into dark. It doesn't matter which bird sings, the nightingale or lark. When this world set sail, I had my passage booked. Now I can't say I found true love, oh, but I can say I loved. Carnival, it comes to town, the midway lights all burn. How could I keep from spinning round? A pretty girl everywhere you turn. But summer days I can move down south just to make room for the fall. They come running through the wheat and rye, and you cannot catch them all. When this world set sail, I had my passage booked. Now I can't say I found true love, oh, but I can say I loved. Round the world and back again, I've seen the best and worst, where madness was a blessed thing and mercy was a curse. So dig my grave with a silver spade, make this song my epitaph, and just make sure the digger he gets paid, and I get the last laugh. When this world sets sail, I have my passage booked. Now I can't say I found true love, oh, but I can say I loved. You know, one of the things, like a lot of kids, a lot of little kids, you know, when you're growing up, you have an imaginary friend. And since musicians never really grow up, we get imaginary bands. This one features my band. I've been listening to a lot of Lester Young and Basie the past year. F. Murray, it's always an F. F. He come a knocking right upon your door. Got to keep moving to the straight far. He's wearing shoes, they don't make no more. No need to read the music, 'cause he knows the score. Pick up his horn, the people say he's not from Kansas City. He just blows that way. Look at the women that he come here with. That man can get a dozen just by flattening the fifth. Can't have a party till the band begins, and you can't have a band till the tenor man grins. Pick up his horn, the people say he's not from Kansas City. He just blows that way. So hand me my Selmer Elmer, soak me a reed. I got to join a band, this ain't no time to impede. Tenor plays high for the Casey moan, but I got the bass covered with my baritone. He's jumping on the highway, leaves the notes all bent. This party's going my way, no more worries about the rent. Ain't no night for trouble, so trouble never comes. We got the police on the trumpet and the landlord on the drums. Pick up his horn, the people say he's not from Kansas City. He just blows that way. Blows that way. I don't know how this one's going to translate, but I was if you learn to play guitar in the early to mid 60s, you learned from the old Delta bluesmen. And, it was in the wonderful pre-Windham Hill days, pre-New Age. You actually had to learn music that meant something. And I was 14 years old, and we would listen to Robert Johnson and Mississippi John Hurt and Skip James and Son House and Blind Blake. And I grew up outside Boston in the northeast part of the United States, and small town outside Boston. But we would learn it all. But we had no idea, what they were saying. We listened to field recordings, and we had earnest 14-year-old bluesmen. And we wondered what you do with your mojo once you got it working. Not that we even knew what a mojo was. And what was a Johnny Conqueroo? But we knew that, a lot of the lyrics we couldn't make out, but we knew if we sang with feeling, we could get girls. So I started writing blues. And do you realize, John Hurt got to me the most. And I mean, I wanted to be John Hurt. I started to dress like him and talk like him. And do you know how hard it was to find a job sharecropping in suburban Boston? There was no cotton anywhere. So, but a friend of mine reminded me of one of my earliest efforts, one of my first songs, which was a blues. Luckily, I will only sing you one verse. Luckily for you, tonight. When you're 14, too, a lot of times you don't know what a mixed metaphor is. But neither did the girls. So as long as you sang it with feeling, you do okay. Huh? This might have been the peak of my songwriting career. Well, the gal I love, well, she's 100 coaches long. Yeah, the gal I love, ooh, she's 100 coaches long. Well, she throwed her arms around me like a turkey through the corn. I mean, really, I pretty much said all I have to say for the rest of my career when I was 14.
What did the other verses say, though?
We're interested to
They cannot be translated. But speaking of blues, this is one I wrote for Robert Johnson. In the year of 36, in the town of San Antonio, a young man in a hotel room stares down a microphone. Well, he sings each song once, then sings it once again. And each song comes from a hole inside where a soul once had been. Records made the jukes all throughout the Southland. The pretty women wondered, was he charmed or was he damned? Look over his shoulder, was there something there he feared? Turn your back for just 1 second, the man disappeared. A word came through St. Louis up to Chicago and all the way to New York City where the blues just come and go. Someone took his picture once and an angel stopped and cried. In his eyes it was there to see he'd crossed the other side. Well, in a bar on a warm spring night was a man come through the door. He had a bottle with a broken label, and Robert seen his face before. He said, "This is my very best. Drink it down, drink it slow. 'Cause when I call your name again, you just pack up and go. Was it some kind of trick, or did he jump the price? Or did he find a way in hell to sell his own soul twice? 'Cause there's a cry in the wind tonight, and only one man makes that sound. Baby, grab your hat and coat, Robert Johnson's back in town. I'd like to thank Hervé for lending me his guitar. These are not the names of famous musicians on it. These are the names of people he owes money to. So as I said, I'm working on a new record right now, which should be out in the spring, and my second novel should be out along with it. My first novel was published by Alfred A. Knopf in New York. Right around the same time the Pope's book was published. He got a slightly larger advance than I did, but we did a book tour together. My mother, who's Polish, was really happy about, Pope and I are on the same label, Mom. It's cool. But we had satin, tour jackets and stuff, John, Paul, and Bill, 1992. And, he'd never been on a tour bus before. He's always used to the Pope Mobile. And so I had to show him how to do things, on the tour bus. And he'd never trashed a hotel room. So I showed him, you get on the road, you do that, and he got into it like nobody's business. But he would always bless the room first. And then trash it. And we had a blast. It was really a good time. So the next book should be out. I don't have any CDs or books. No, they were all stolen by John Gorka in Pittsburgh last week. But if you buy a Lynn Miles record, I will sign it. I'll do it.
No, it's cool. That's great.
Yeah.
That's really great.
That's
great.
So I think I'm running out of time here, aren't I, Hervé? Or no?
Your glass is empty.
That won't take long, Hervé. Well, here's the song. This is, I live in New Hampshire, about 3 hours north of Boston, up in the mountains. And we heat by wood, most of us up there, which I'm sure most Parisians do. They just go out, and I saw a lot of logging here in the city. But when you heat by wood, you learn the different properties of the different woods. And this is a song called Birches. They sat at each end of the couch and watched as the fire burned down so quiet on this winter night. Not a house light on for miles around. Then he said, I think I'll fill the stove. It's getting time for bed. She looked up. I think I'll have some wine. How about you, she asked. And he declined. And Warren, she said, maybe just for tonight, let's fill the stove with birches. Watch as the fire burns bright. How long has it been? I know it's quite a while. Pour yourself half a glass and stay with me a little while. And Warren, he shook his head as if she'd made some kind of joke. Birches on a winter night, no. We'll fill the stove with oak. Oak will burn as long and hot as a July afternoon. And birch will burn itself out by the rising of the moon. And you hate a cold house, same as me. Am I right or not? All right, that's true, she said. It was just a thought that she said, Warren, you do look tired. Maybe you should go up to bed. I'll take care of the wood tonight. Oak, he told her. Oak, she said. Well, she listened to his footsteps as he climbed up the stairs. Then she pulled a sweater on her and set her wine glass on a chair. She walked down cellar to the wood box. It was as cold as an ice chest. Then he climbed back up with 4 logs, each as white as a wedding dress. And she filled the stove and poured the wine. Then she sat down on the floor as she curled her legs beneath her, as the fire sprang to life once more, and it filled the room with its hungry light, and it cracked as it drew air, and the shadows danced a jittery waltz like no one else was there. As she stood up in the heat, as she twirled around the room, and the shadows, they saw nothing but a young girl on her honeymoon. And she knew the time, it would be short. Soon the fire would start to fade. She thought of heat, she thought of time, and she called it an even trade. You know, there's a guy who wrote extra verses to that song where he doesn't end it there. And he has the woman getting really ripped on wine and passing out. And the fire goes out and the pipes freeze and burst. And Warren wakes up and he's really angry and he divorces her and she becomes homeless. And I can't sing that version. Not that I don't want to, but... Oh, I forgot, I'm a folk singer. I'll sing a couple more. And where are we going after this? Can I take you guys out for a drink? Let's go and trash some bar. They'd never see it coming from a folk audience. We have the element of surprise. You know, especially if we walk in clogging. You know, the oral tradition still exists in folk music. I think in all countries. Songs do get handed down from friend to friend, generation to generation. And they get changed every time they get handed down. People add verses. Change chords. And stuff. This is one I learned from my friend Dave Van Ronk. Dave was a good friend for 27 years. And Dave never sat down and taught this to me. I just learned it over the years by osmosis and Irish whiskey. And it's actually the dirtiest kid song I've ever heard in my life. But he got it from Reverend Gary Davis. And Reverend Gary got it from a guy who used to come to his town when he was just a kid, known only as the Guitar Man. So who knows, down the line, some years from now, maybe some little puke will get it from me. So I'll do this and another, and then do it. If you guys, it'd be very hard to translate the nuances in this one, but it's dirty. But it's got that kind of perky little kid kind of thing. We're singing a dirty song and we don't even know it. Well, Candyman, salty dog. Hey, Candyman, salty dog. Now, Candyman, salty dog. You won't be my salty dog, I won't be your Candyman. Makes sense. I got a little red light, got a little green light. I got a little red light, I got a little green light. Got a little red light, got a little green light. Oh, you stop on the red, go on the green, don't you mess with Mr. In Between. Now run, fetch a pitcher, get the baby some beer, yes. Run, fetch a pitcher, get the baby some beer. Run, fetch a pitcher, get the baby some beer. Run, fetch a pitcher, get the baby some beer. Run, fetch a pitcher, get the baby some beer, yes. Run, fetch a pitcher, get the baby some beer. Do anything in this God Almighty world, bring my Candyman home. Gingerbread man, Santa Claus. Hey, gingerbread man, Santa Claus. Hey, gingerbread man, Santa Claus. Gingerbread man with raisins for his eyes, gonna eat 'em just quick as I can. This is called self-editing. Well, Candyman. Nah, I'll do this part. Now, Now run, fetch a pitcher, get the baby some beer. Yes, run, fetch a pitcher, get the baby some beer. Run, fetch a pitcher, get the baby some beer. Run, fetch a pitcher, get the baby some beer. Run, fetch a pitcher, get the baby some beer. Yes, run, fetch a pitcher, get the baby some beer. Do anything in this God Almighty world, bring my candy man home. Us candy man, salty dog. Now candy man, salty dog. Hey candy man, salty dog. Do anything in this God Almighty world, bring my candy man home. Yeah, you'll have to excuse me. I was raised Catholic, so I always genuflect when I drink. I'll do this one last one to just leave you totally depressed. This is for Hervé, or Hank as we know him in the States. Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't be a folk music show unless you either did a sing-along or a song about shooting your dog. So this is a sing-along about shooting your dog. Running over your dog is another thing, too.
That's country.
Well, that would be country, yeah. Running over your dog in your pickup while you were drunk. Anyway, Morrissey, thank you very much for coming out tonight. And I've had a wonderful time here, and I know it is not the French tradition, but if you left a little something for your waitress, it would be nice. That's just my conditioning. Just a little, she's been working hard all night. It would be a nice gesture. So. Oh, by the way, today, in America today, February 2nd is called Groundhog Day. It's celebrated as Groundhog Day. And we have this little fantasy tradition where in Pennsylvania, if this little groundhog sees his shadow in the morning, we have 6 more weeks of winter. But that has since evolved to if Vice President Dick Cheney comes out of his bunker and sees his shadow, we have 6 more months of Bush. So I'm hoping it was very cloudy in America today. And by the way, I'll be flying back here every Thursday from America just for the show. I'll have new songs. I'll write 30 songs a week. All polkas. Gina left town with the first snow of the year. He drove her to the airport in his Ford. He tried to propose as he ordered one more beer, but the PA drowned his words, and it was time for her to board. So he walked her to the gate. He took his hat off as he kissed her. He needed one more drink to take the chill out of his soul. He said a quick goodbye. Brent spent 2 hours in the bar. Finally paid his tab and kept $1 for the toll. Everything slips through these cold fingers, like trying to hold water, trying to hold sand. Close your eyes and make a wish, and listen to the singer. One more round, bartender. Pour a double if you can. It's 4 o'clock and the sun's gone down the drain. It's still late winter, but they say it's early spring. And Lewis reads the gas pumps, Rossi counts the oils. But me, I'm done, so punch the clock and see you in the morning. There's nothing back at home that ain't gone greasy from the stove. I never laughed so hard as when that typewriter broke. Think I'll stop along the river road for a half pint and some beer, but everything will be okay if those old dreams would disappear. Everything slips through these cold fingers, like trying to hold water, trying to hold sand. Close your eyes and make a wish, and listen to the singer. One more round, bartender. Pour a double if you can. Well, the dog can't move no more. Surprised he made it till the spring. His pain won't go away, and the pills won't do a thing. We've known that old hound longer than you've known any of your friends, and no matter how you let him down, he'd always take you back again. So it's one tall glass of whiskey, my last drink for old time's sake. The dog just lies in bed and watches every move you make. Wrap him in his blanket, hold him once more close to you, lead him out behind the barn with a borrowed 22. Everything slips through these cold fingers, like trying to hold water, trying to hold sand. Close your eyes and make a wish, and listen to the singer. One more round, bartender. Pour a double if you can. Thank you very much. Merci. I am so fluent. I'm bilingual. Thanks. It's getting on here, so I don't want to keep you guys because I'll just do this short one from Rounder Records, my company of 21 years, put out this retrospective last year and a half ago, of stuff from my first 9 records. And it has the worst album cover since Bob Dylan's Self-Portrait. I mean, it makes Self-Portrait look beautiful. It was kind of American primitive, but it's like, there's a very famous American primitive painter who started at age 80 named Grandma Moses. But it's like Grandma Moses on acid. Man, I lost that battle. But this is one on it. The July wind blew from the mountains through a chill on the lake shore, and the white caps danced around us like they never have before. There ain't no room in this little town, no one to settle up the score, so we must live with what we both put down just before we lost the war. My love for you has gone unspoken, still you knew the words I'd say. Yeah, we stand here with both hearts broken on this windy summer day. I can't find relief in the lies I told, but they came right from my core. I still believe one of us ran cold just before we lost the war. I used to think that time was plenty, and time was all I knew. But it gets cut short for so many. It could be me, it could be you. Ain't no wind that can blow the truth back to where it stood before. And I couldn't change it in a cold phone booth just before we lost the war. So say goodbye and fare thee well. Tell everyone I'm doing fine. For as far as I can tell, I'm just 10 years down the line. What we give, we can't get back, and we always ask for more. We could not retreat, we could not attack just before we lost the war. Merci beaucoup. Thank you. I want to do. I don't. Remember last time I didn't do a sing-along with French people, did I? Oh, now we're gonna have fun. It's a John Hurt song, and there are only 3 lines, and you guys can like slur your words, which you probably are doing at this point anyway. The great thing about John Hurt is he could write a positive murder ballad, a perky murder ballad, we would say. I don't have to do this. I could if I want. Nah, you guys have been here long enough. You don't have to work. Whoa. What's that? Well, yeah, but that's been the story of my life. Anyway, thank you very much. As soon as I get off stage, go buy the rest of Lynn's CDs. You know, I was playing this gig. Well, I wasn't playing it. Actually, Hervé and I went to see this show, and Hervé and his wife Joelle in Massachusetts last summer. And there was a young singer who had so much poise and grace. I thought she was about 28 or 29. Ha 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 ha. I did. But turns out she was 23. And it reminded me of like this old routine Mel Brooks and Carl Reiner used to do about the 1,000-year-old man, and I felt like the 1,000-year-old folk singer. You know, it's like, you kids today, you know, you record on digital and all that. You sing a little flat, you just tweak it up, you know. In my day, we recorded on bark. Yeah, you got your fancy Taylors and Laravees and Martin guitars. Cost $5,000. We made our own guitars. Out of mud. You got your GPS systems in your car. We used a sextant. On a cloudy day, we couldn't find the gig. I just want to hear French people sing Mississippi John Hurt. Okay, so the line is, there are 3 lines to repeat. The angels laid him away. They laid him 6 feet under the clay. The angels laid him away. Okay, that's your part. No, wait a second. Just. Oh, now you're jumping in with metric timing. Goes like this. The angels laid him away. They laid him 6 feet under the clay. And the angels laid him away. Oh, I feel like Pete Seeger now. Okay, just the girls. Miss Kylie's weep, Miss Kylie's moan to see her son Louis leaving home, and the angels laid him away. Chorus. The angels laid him away. Where they laid him 6 feet under the clay. The angels laid him away. Now Bob shot once, Louis shot 2, shot poor Collins, shot him through and through, and the angels laid him away. The angels laid him away. They laid him 6 feet under the clay, and the angels laid him away. Now, kind friends, well, ain't it hard to see poor Louis in that new graveyard, and the angels laid him away. The angels laid him away. They laid him 6 feet under the clay, and the angels laid him away. Okay, do the chorus in French for me. Yeah, this is... Okay, we'll try it one more time. Okay, in French. Yeah, why can't you guys do that? Now when they heard, don't you guys know French? What? Uh-oh. Are we in the wrong country? Miss Collins weep, Miss Collins moan, to sing St. Louis, leave it home, and the angels laid him. Okay, back to English. The angels laid him away. They laid him 6 feet under the clay, and the angels laid him. Okay, last chorus. The angels laid him away. They laid him 6 feet under the clay, and the angels laid him away. Okay, really the last chorus. The angels laid him away. They laid him 6 feet under the clay, and the angels laid him away. Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup. Joël, in français, how do you say you guys are nuts?
Vous êtes complètement noisette.
Cinglé.
Cinglé, oui.
But we love you.
All right, guys. Request? Oh, I haven't done Handsome Molly? Oh, okay, I'll do that. I didn't know. I was just involved in my Beamish.
Could Lynn do the harmonies on Handsome Money?
Oh, who asked for handsome money?
Where's Lynn?
Where's
Sing
Lynn?
very loud.
She's hiding behind the pillow.
Oh, we can sing along on handsome money.
Lynn?
Oh, handsome money.
Lynn?
Lynn.
Right?
Lynn.
It's not the easiest thing to sing harmony with.
We know that.
Might be easier for you. Okay, sing.
What key is it in?
It's an E flat.
You sing
I'll just play piano. Is that all right?
Sure, it's fine with me. But look at the chorus. Is always different. Either fire on the ocean, thunder on the sea. I think it's handsome all. Yeah, that's all.
Alright.
It's an on-demand job.
Okay. I had to put my coat on because it was freezing. Just so you know.
I'm rather comfortable
Well,
myself.
that's nice for you. Should I play a little piano on it at some point?
Can you?
Yeah, I can. Oh, I'll wait till halfway through.
You can take the break.
Can I have a break?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Third verse.
All right.
It'll go to the 4 chord, and you just take the break, the fire on the ocean part.
Okay, we can do that.
This could be scary.
Or not.
We're kind of like the Stephen Edie of North America. Yo, babe.
Looking good, honey.
Who-
Sounding good.
Who loves you?
Who loves you, baby?
Yeah, I'll tell you. I saw Frank last night.
Frankie, he's fabulous.
Oh, he's fabulous.
I saw Samala the other day.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I love him. Love him to pieces, you know? Shecky was in town.
Shecky's great.
Can I go home now?
Just sing the song and it'll all be over and then everything will be okay.
Okay, baby, I got you. Start spreading it. No.
I'll sing that and you sing Handsome.
I parked my cab on Water Street. I'm waiting for a fare. Watching young girls in their first heels step like colts across the square. Fire on the ocean, thunder on the sea. I think of handsome Molly, wherever she may be. Now I'm either in this cab or bar, or never in the choir, sometimes howling and amazed like the wind hung up on barbed wire. Fire on the ocean, thunder on the sea. I think of handsome Molly, what she promised me. You can get a break on this one. Now, it's pretty doe-eyed Molly could see so well at night. It was a hard trade she made just to see it black and white. Right. Where the word's gone down this north coast, and it's boy, you best take care. Cut yourself with a knife, find all the salt that's in the air. Fire on the ocean, thunder on the sea. I think of handsome Molly, who cried so easily. Play. Okay, Now the soldiers down on Water Street, they eye the little girls, and the little girls of Water Street will take them round the world. Fire on the ocean, thunder on the sea. I think of handsome Molly, wherever she may be. Lynn Miles.
Bon, j'ai fait tout ce que j'ai pu, mais je crois que Bill a donné tout ce qu'il avait ce soir et Lynn aussi. Vous avez trouvé sur vos tables sûrement une petite carte postale de Johan Asherton, qui sera notre prochain invité le 2 mars, avec Tucker Zimmerman, donc encore une belle soirée en perspective. Après ça, le 22 mars, on aura Alastair Mook, dont le disque est en écoute en ce moment chez Gibert. Si vous passez chez Gibert, vous voyez un disque avec une pochette dans les bleus, vous écoutez ça, et ça sera ici à la Pomme d'Ève, donc le 22 mars. Après, on aura plein d'autres concerts, on a le temps d'en reparler. Donc en tout cas, rendez-vous le 2 mars, un jeudi également, avec Johan Asherton et son ami Tucker Zimmerman. Voilà. Merci d'être venus, merci à tous. Bonne soirée et à très bientôt. Merci à Patrick encore pour le son, merci à Georges pour l'accueil. Comme vous l'a dit Bill, on peut laisser un petit pourboire à la serveuse. Et merci encore à Bill Morrissey et Lynn Miles.